ഇറാനെതിരെ തിരിച്ചടി എപ്പോൾ വേണമെങ്കിലും പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കാമെന്ന് ഇസ്രായേൽ കൗൺസിൽ ജനറൽ ന്യൂസ് 18നോട്. പ്രകോപനത്തിന് തുടക്കമിട്ടത് ഇറാനാണ്. സാധാരണക്കാരെ കവചമാക്കിയുള്ള നീചമായ ആക്രമണമാണ് ഹിസ്ബുള്ള ഒരു വർഷമായി തുടർന്നത്. അതിനുള്ള തിരിച്ചടിയാണ് ഹസൻ നസറുള്ളയുടെ വധം. ഇറാനെതിരായ പോരാട്ടത്തിൽ US-ന് പുറമെ മറ്റ് പശ്ചാത്തല രാജ്യങ്ങളുടെയും പിന്തുണ ഇസ്രായേലിനുണ്ട്. ഇസ്രായേലിലെ ഇന്ത്യൻ പൗരന്മാരുടെ സുരക്ഷ ഉറപ്പുവരുത്തും. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ പിന്തുണ പൂർണ്ണമായും ഇസ്രായേലിനായിരിക്കുമെന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നുവെന്നും ഓർലി വൈറ്റ്സ്മാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ന്യൂസ് 18 എക്സ്ക്ലൂസീവ്.
Your response has national significance right now. You held various key positions in the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In the midst of this escalating war-like situation in Middle East, I have compelled to begin from there itself. Even though the IDF has anticipated such an attack from Iran, but an immediate retaliation has never been expected by anyone. Am I correct, madam?
So Israel was basically, since the 7th of October, I think that was the beginning of all this war right now, which was a horrible, horrible massacre done by Hamas, entering villages, entering homes, murdering babies, raping women. And this began almost a year ago now. And following this, 8th of October, there was also Hezbollah started firing rockets on its own accord, unprovoked, at the northern borders of Israel. Now we have to remember that during these attacks are done by very vicious terrorist groups, but they're all puppeteered by Iran. Iran is one of the key players in this region in terms of what anything to do with terror. Iran has publicly said that it wants to destroy Israel. That's its mission, and it's doing everything it can, both directly, as we saw last night, and indirectly via its proxies in the area. And then that's what we're dealing with, basically. So we I think to say unanticipated might not be correct, because we have been experiencing Iran's terrorism since the 70s or 80s, and they're doing it basically by proxies that they have built up around the area, or directly even. So I think Israel expects, and Israel can deal and handle any kind of attack that is thrown its way, because Israel will do anything necessary to make sure that Israeli citizens are safe.
The whole world is concerned about the response of Israel, how Israel will react to yesterday's Iran's retaliation towards Tel Aviv. Is there any immediate chance for that?
I think that now Israel is again, it's not something that we can discuss here on television or anything, but Israel is of course going to do what needs to do in order to make sure that citizens safe, not in the immediately, and also in the long run. So we have to remember that we're not talking about a single event. It's not just last night. Last night was a horrible attack that basically demonstrated how Iran indiscriminately wants to hurt Israelis, civilians, non-civilians. They don't discriminate between them, and they do anything they can just to cause destruction. But this was last night, was just one event out of many that have been happening for years and years. Israel has to make sure, first of all, that events like last night never repeat themselves, but also to make sure that the safety of the region and the safety of Israel is secure also in the long run. And that's what Israel is now that will be the considerations for Israel when thinking of how to react to last night's attack.
One more thing added to that, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and all other world organizations are urging for a ceasefire. Is there any chance for that thing right now?
So really it depends. I would ask that. I would ask Iran about that, because Israel has never had an issue with any of the countries around. Israel's aim since 1948 is to live peacefully in its land. But unfortunately, we've been attacked time and time again by different terrorist organizations in Iran all throughout this time. And so I think if Iran, and other terrorist organizations were willing to put down their weapons, to accept Israel's right to exist, and on a more immediate level, if I want to talk about a more immediate solution for Hezbollah to implement the 1701 UN resolution, then there can be negotiations to stop. But as long as Israel is still threatened, there can't be any solution.
Whether the borders of Israel are safe enough to face this threat from Iran?
The borders of Israel are safe because Israel
Consul General Orli Weitzman ആണ് ഡാൻ കുര്യനോട് സംസാരിച്ചത്. ഇതിന്റെ പൂർണ്ണ സംപ്രേഷണം ഇന്ന് രാത്രി 9:30 മണിക്ക് ന്യൂസ് 18 ചാനലിലൂടെ ഉണ്ടാകും എന്നുള്ളത് കൂടി ഓർമ്മിപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇത്രയധികം